Coming up on RMU Live, the gubernatorial election candidates square off one last time, and ISIS is moving in on Baghdad's borders.
Coming up next on RMU Live, we take a look at another one of America's scariest haunted houses, 100 Acres Manor.
And also behind the latest attraction that has made global news. All that and more coming up next.
Good morning, I'm Hannah Smith.
And I'm Victoria Lomax.
We're following breaking news this morning as WPXI reports a shooting that occurred in Hazelwood just hours ago. One person was killed and the other is critically hurt. According to officials, the shootings happened on Roselle Drive just after 11 a.m. No other details are available. There have been 6 shootings in the city of Pittsburgh in just 3 days. 9 people were shot and 4 of them are dead. A Pittsburgh garbage man was shot and killed earlier this morning, waiting for his shift to start. 29-year-old Omar Hodges was found lying on the ground by neighbors who said they heard 6 to 7 rounds fired. Police are looking for a 4-door Nissan Altima that may be connected in the shootings. Anyone with more information is asked to contact police.
A teenager is dead and 20 more injured following a Halloween-themed hayride crash Saturday night at the Gauntlet Haunted Night Ride. A mechanical problem caused the Jeep towing the hayride to lurch down a hill and slam into a tree. Investigators are inspecting the Jeep to determine the exact cause and whether or not a passenger overload may be to blame. Several actors working at the hayride assisted the injured riders.
One RMU student is not letting his injuries stop him from being an inspiration after suffering from a paralyzing swimming pool accident. The second annual Warrior Mike 5K took place yesterday morning on RMU campus, hosted by the Alpha Chi Rho fraternity. Approximately 100 runners participated in the event. Mike Frazier was able to complete the course with the help of his service dog in training, Sora. Frazier said that his fraternity brothers are the ones who helped him most in his time of need and said, quote, "I am so blessed to have such a strong support system."
On Friday, the 7th annual Oktoberfest brought a sense of Germany to the RMU Soul Center. Students, alumni, and staff shared in the authentic German experience that was the original idea of President Gregory Delomo and Dean John Michaelenko. This year marked the first-time appearance by the RMU Band, as well as free beer donated by the Alumni Relations was distributed to students of age. The Office of Student Life encourages students to drink responsibly and take advantage of university-sponsored events. Be sure to check out RMUCenturyMedia.com for colonial news, sports, lifestyles, tips for everyday living, and up-to-date election coverage on the gubernatorial race at RMUCenturyMedia.com.
With the gubernatorial election less than 1 month away, the candidates had one final time to square off before the November 4th elections. The candidates debated topics that are going to be on voters' minds that day, such as equity taxes, education funding, and the legalization of marijuana, which Wolf believes in getting it legalized immediately for medical use. For full coverage, be sure to check out RMUCenturyMedia.com, and on November 4th, the Society of Collegiate Journalists will be doing a live election coverage at 9 p.m. on RMU-TV.
A bouncy house went airborne, injuring 2 toddlers at an orchard in New Hampshire on Sunday. A 2-year-old boy remains in critical condition after being flown in by helicopters to Tufts Medical Center in Boston, and a 3-year-old boy was taken to St. Joseph's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. According to police, the toddlers crawled into the structure that sailed 50 to 60 feet in the air before hitting the ground. The accident, which occurred at Sullivan Farm Greenhouse and Orchard in Nashua, remains under investigation.
Officials are still looking for a man that they believe robbed 2 Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants in Penn Hills and Monroeville over the weekend. There was 1 shot fired in the Penn Hills robbery attempt, but no injuries were reported. It is not clear if the man got away with anything during the robbery attempt.
Pie in the face is typically something associated with a comedic stunt. However, FYSP mentors were pied in the face for reasons other than laughs. Delaney Hassel has more on why there was whipped cream all over the gazebo.
With many fundraisers going on throughout the year here at RMU, many of the groups on campus need to get a little creative to raise money. This year's FYSP mentors did just that. Last Thursday evening, for the very low price of $1, students had the opportunity to do something many wish to do at some point in their lifetime: pie someone in the face. The FYSP mentors braved the students of RMU by being pied in the face to raise money for the RMU Student Emergency Fund. This fund collects money for students who experience unfortunate trauma or unforeseeable accidents. No one expects to ever need the Student Emergency Fund. This rang true for sophomore FYSP mentor Anastasia Navadran.
I was actually helped out a lot with the Student Emergency Fund last year. My father passed away unexpectedly second semester over spring break, and I actually got a loan and like a scholarship through the Student Emergency Fund because of them. So I think it's a really awesome cause, and I love helping out with it, so because I've personally been benefited from.
With a lot more participants than the mentors expected, the event was a major hit. Mentors pied each other, students pied mentors. Overall, everyone was having a great time. Junior FYSP mentor Hunter Karlheim believed that the beneficiary for the event was a great choice.
We are here to help freshmen, obviously, that's our job, and helping all of the students is something that all the mentors strive for.
This event was a great way for students here at RMU to help out fellow classmates and have a little fun while doing it. From down at the gazebo, I'm Delaney Hassel, RMU Century Media.
Thanks, Delaney. If you ever have an emergency and need funding, you can apply for the Student Emergency Fund through Dean Michaelenko's office.
Coming up next, Eddie Sheehy continues his quest for the scariest haunted house in Pittsburgh. And Snapchat is the latest victim to be hacked.
And I have some severe weather to talk about today. Down in the south, there will be some tornadoes. My full forecast coming up.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, "Get a job." And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, "How can we change this?" And I said, "Sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world." My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Welcome back to RMU Live. A breach of a protocol in treating a patient with Ebola led to a healthcare worker being infected with the virus and potential exposure to other caregivers. Sunday afternoon, the CDC confirmed that the woman tested positive for Ebola, making this the first known case of the disease being contracted or transmitted in the U.S. The infected woman, who has not been identified by officials, has not been able to detect how the breach may have happened. President Obama has asked the CDC to move as quickly as possible to investigate the incident.
ISIS is moving on in a province of Baghdad despite airstrikes and international outrage. The group is said to have came within 25 kilometers of the Baghdad airport and caused quite a scare, according to U.S. military leader fighting the terror group. Iraqi fighting forces threatened to flee if the United States did not intervene, according to CNN.
100 Acre Manor is a Halloween fan favorite for residents in the area. However, a new attraction may have you screaming louder than ever before. Kristen Kudla has more.
After many years of thought and preparation, the people behind the 100 Acres Manor have created a zombie apocalypse preparation here at Zombie Paintball in South Park.
For the past 3 years, the creative minds behind South Park's 100 Acres Manor have been working on an interactive experience for their patrons. Their latest attraction, Zombie Paintball, has done just that. From the moment you walk in, you are instantly immersed into a zombie apocalypse situation.
You know, you're set with your gate price, and many haunts have opened up haunted houses where they have 2 or 3 types of sets, so you pay one price for one haunt, second price to do 3 haunts, and a third price, and you can get up to $40, $50.
For $10, guests are given a fully loaded paintball gun to use during their trip through.
We do the zombie paintball. We charge a minimum price. It's a short 5-10 minute stint where you come in and shoot the zombies, and they don't shoot back at you, believe me. But you shoot our zombies, and it's a way to add extra income and provide more money for the charities at the end of the year.
The popularity of the new attraction has proven itself to everyone, selling out almost every weekend since 100 Acres Manor has opened.
The paintball was a great idea to come in and set up something totally unique and different in the industry.
Well, if you were ever afraid of a zombie apocalypse, come down to South Park here at 100 Acres Manor, where you can put your skills to the test. Reporting from South Park, 100 Acres Manor, I'm Kristen Kudla, RMU Century Media.
Tickets for the zombie paintball are limited, and 100 Acres recommends arriving early for purchasing. Stay tuned as Eddie Sheehy has his own 100 Acre Manor experience that is to die for.
Earlier, there was whipped cream everywhere, and now the Delta Zetas had students falling in green jello at their annual turtle tug. John Fisher has more on why getting covered in jello might not be a bad thing.
All day, fraternities and sororities came out from all over campus to support Delta Zeta in their efforts to help the Painted Turtle Foundation. And while we see members of Greek life getting a little too close to green jello, it is all for a great cause.
This year is a really big turnout. We have people from all kinds of organizations on campus. Every fraternity and sorority at least donated, but we do have a lot of them making teams and participating.
This is going towards the Painted Turtle Camp. It's a camp for mentally and physically disabled kids where they get to go and just feel at home, feel like everyone else.
The coolest thing about the Painted Turtle is that there's no billing department, so the children and their families pay nothing to go to the Painted Turtle. So all the money that we make nationally as a sorority, as Delta Zeta, goes towards their airfare, their food, their lodging, their medical care while they're at the summer camp. So
be sure to look out for the colonial auction done by the Delta Zetas coming up in the spring. Reporting from the Nicholson Lawn, I'm John Fisher, RMU Century Media.
Thanks, John. I hope you were one of the people leading a team. Be sure to watch for more events hosted by Delta Zeta that support the Painted Turtle Foundation.
If last week's experience wasn't scary enough, Eddie Sheehy is back in the action with another look at one of the top scariest Halloween events in the area.
Last week, I took you to the Scare House, and this week we're here in South Park, Pennsylvania at 100 Acres Manor, another one of the scariest haunted houses voted by Travel Channel, to see how they stay competitive in this deadly market.
The one thing most people don't realize about 100 Acres Manor and the creation of it is actually starts during our past season. It's a huge process. We actually start our build out in January, so it's an all-year deal trying to get to the point of opening. And sometimes it even becomes almost editing minutes before we open, trying to get the last light up and last detail perfect.
100 Acres Manor is currently made up of 6 detailed attractions. Deadlift, Damnation, The Family, The Maze, and Brian's Slaughterhouse have all been present at the Manor for a few years now. But their newest attraction, Torture Tank, is really helping 100 Acres stay new and exciting for visitors with a scary twist.
So with Torture Tank, it was one of the craziest haunts I've ever built. You know, I've done manors before, I've done hospitals before. Torture Tank is just truly bizarre. It takes you through the imagination of people that just want to go and live out their sickest fantasies and the most odd, bizarre. Some of the rooms you walk in and there's a guy that's putting people in cages and treating them like manimals, and they all of a sudden become the dogs, and it's just very odd, but awesome.
And while things that jump and things that scare might seem like the only focus a haunted house would have, 100 Acres Manor has dedicated themselves to something much bigger and much more beneficial for the community.
Our goal was really to do something for charity, And so when we started 100 Acres Manor, I was a trustee on the board for Homeless Children's Education Fund. So that was one of our primary causes. We teamed up with Animal Friends, so we knew we had two charities and we wanted to raise money for.
Now, if you're interested in visiting 100 Acres Manor, they do have a special for college students on Wednesday where entrance is only $10. It's a great deal for all the terrifying things you're going to see inside. Reporting outside 100 Acres Manor in South Park, Pennsylvania, I'm Eddie Sheehy for RMU Live.
Thank you, Eddie, for your bravery yet again. And for more information on 100 Acres Manor, visit their website at www.100acresmanor.com.
Some of your Snapchats may have been hacked over the weekend. The hack of 90,000 photos and 9,000 videos known as the snapping were posted to the internet but then immediately taken down. But some users were able to download the content in the time window. Many of the images contained explicit content of their user demographic, which is 13 to 17-year-olds. Snapchat said their servers were not breached and the leak is not from them.
And I'm tracking severe weather in the south. This low pressure system due to cause tornadoes. Well, what's going to happen for us? Stay tuned.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Romo, have you downloaded the app?
Romo, have you seen this app?
Hey, have you seen the app yet? No? Alright, put it down. I'll show you what you can do. All you have to do is install it, and it'll open up for you. My favorite part of it is the police blotter. Check this out. When you click into it, you're going to go right to the top left, and as soon as you click on it, everything will be there that you need, so you can stay safe.
Download the RMU Century Media app on the App Store. Romo likes it, and so will you.
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Kristen Kula with this week's wrap-up in sports. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns faced off for the second time this season yesterday afternoon. The Browns showed up this time with something to prove. Pittsburgh put the first points on the board with a field goal, but the Browns answered back in the second quarter threefold. The Browns would go on to score another touchdown along with a field goal to close out their scoring, and the Steelers would not find the end zone until the last minutes of the game. Both teams proved to be physical on the field, but the physicality led to a crushing blow to the Browns' offense. The Browns wouldn't skip a beat and would pull out the crushing blow they've always wanted to their rivals for the final score of 31-10. And that's it for this week's wrap-up in sports. Now over to Jordan with the weather.
Thanks, guys. We want to take a look right now. Behind me, we see the tropical storm is not going to be affecting us. And take a look at the 5-day forecast. And take a look at the 5-day forecast where we can see we're going to be seeing temperatures today warm. We'll have rain likely today, rain likely Wednesday, cold front we're going to have going on. And we're going to go back to the news desk with wrapping.
Thanks, Jordan and Kristen. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Hannah Smith.
And I'm Victoria Lomax. We'll see you next time.